Hey, it's your boy AJ back with another freaking video. Today I'm here with a Baddies West recap. Now today is episode 9, you guys. Now we did do a live, but I want to do a pre-recorded video and get this out to y'all immediately and faster than the live. Because usually when I try to re-edit the live, it takes like a day and a half to process and then I re-edit it and then I put it up. That's a long process. So I said, let me do a pre-recorded video, but also go live and interact with the girls and talk about it. So without further ado, let's run this intro so we can get directly into the review, because I gotta go and get to y'all live because the live started at 5:30 and it's 5:06. So let's run this intro. So the episode opens up with them talking about the money again. Now they had these very what was it, 11 bands, short band, I don't remember because it was the last week, girl, but they didn't have that much money to sure divide between the girls. I think down the middle all the girls would have got like 1.8K, honey, but Tommy is still going off. She's talking about, you know, how much you think you're supposed to get, Lo? How much you think you're supposed to get, Lo? Or how much you think you're supposed to get, Tommy? Somebody should ask her, how much you think you're supposed to get, Tommy? But y'all know Lo is not new to this TV stuff, so she's able to just blink with her bang yang and get the girls like calm down very much. Look, I'm actually speechless at Tommy going off like this about $1,000. It shows that girl, she was getting pennies over there at Love and Hip Hop, because there's no way you should be cutting up about this little money like this. Like, there's no way. It's actually embarrassing for all of them. Cat is talking about all the girls got different booking fees and they got different budgets and X, Y, and Z. If they're not going by budgets, I feel like that all the money should be divided equally between all the girls. So Cat is jibber-joshing. She's dropping her little seeds in. Moral of the story, honey, Natalie gives Stunner Girl and Rolly 5K to split down the middle because they were performing, so they was huffing and puffing outside. Allegedly, girl, they said they was puffing and puffing on the stage, so that's why they got 5K to split between them girls. So after that, the girls, you know, they get dressed, they load the bus, and now it's time to go to the club. Now the club is so packed. Oh my god, it is booked. It got people 3 blocks back, and of course Lo, first thing she could talk about is getting to the bag. Oh my god, Lo, I live for Lo, but girl, getting to the bag is the, if she don't say that every episode, she gonna say that every episode, every other scene she's going to say getting to the bag. So she's saying, yeah, I need all that money, I need all that money, da da da. And it's like, well, you know, I don't know, but you know, we supposed to be getting head at the door, da da da. Not head at the door, money off people that come through the door. Head at the door is crazy. That sounds like a good time. 50 Shades of Grey. Okay, so the girls pull up to the club or whatever. It's booked and busy. All the girls are outside screaming like Natalie and Rolly. I hear a lot of Natalie, I hear a lot of Rolly. Out of nowhere, Tommy busts through like she's a superstar, because I thought she was Madonna. Now she grabs a fan, she's hugging all on the fan, girl. She's hugging all on the fan, and I don't even know if that fan wants to be hugged, girl. She probably just grabs a fan, because everybody, I didn't hear nobody screaming Tommy. I heard them after she stormed. She had to loop through a couple times for them to realize who she was. Then I heard them talking Tommy. So they get into the club, it's time to perform. Rolly is on the stage, you know, doing her big one. She's performing. I absolutely love when Rolly is giving her time to shine and perform in front of the masses, and then also they broadcast it on the show. I live for that. So she performing, and out of nowhere, girl, Natalie Nunn got this fan on stage, and she taps the fan or pushes the fan, and the fan ends up bumping into Tommy, and they looking like bowling pins. It's just a mess. Out of nowhere, Tommy slaps the fan in the middle of Rolly performance, and it's just a full-blown mess. And I was so disappointed. I'm like, Tommy, girl, you're tired. Oh, you tired, girl. Oh, you tired. You tired. She was real tired for that. And I seen a clip on Twitter of the actual altercation, of like a good angle, and literally Natalie Nunn's having a good time, boobs out, having a great time, drunk, getting to the bag, as she would say, and she didn't bump into the fan, and the fan that bumped into Tommy, and it's just giving, like I said, bowling pins, and Tommy didn't slap somebody. Like, girl, please, that is so tired. Anyways, the music ended up going out. It's a full-blown mess. It's a full-blown mess. It's so ghetto. I'm clutching my invisible pearls, girl. Rolly is saying that she felt bad for the fan. She wanted to give the fan a hug, but you know, Rolly had to do a good giggle, honey. Biggie is eating Cocker Spaniel in the confessionals, talking about some, oh, you know, I couldn't even get past what that ogre is saying. Like, my beast follow me, drip down on me, I tell them what I. No, for real though, girl, she's doing her big one, no pun intended, okay? So she's doing her big one, and she's just eating, you know, her best friend Tommy's Cocker Spaniel, sucking that Cocker Spaniel all in the confessional. So like I said, it was so ghetto. The music ended up going out. Everybody's just looking. The awkward silence in the club was crazy. Like, they should have just, I don't know, start rapping something. I don't know. It was just too awkward in there, girl. DJ Nobody ends up finding out how to, you know, get the music back started, and they continue the night. Now the night ends, girl, and the next morning I am crying, girl. I am crying. The next morning, who was gathered? I think it's Natalie, Tommy, And who else? Was it Rolly? They all outside, girl, the next morning, and I can tell they just spent all of their little performing money, girl. All the girls got their best hair on, the best dudes on. I said, oh, girl, they ran up to the mall before today's shoot. I said, oh my goodness, girl, they didn't use all their little book and feed money. They said, oh, we get to the bag. Let me give somebody a couple bags. Girl, they gave somebody a couple bags, and the girls got the wigs laid, the outfits slayed, and they look good, okay? Tommy is, of course, you know, talking to Rolly and Natalie about her song not being able to be played, and she had to get on the freestyle and say some stuff and throw on the shade to die. Tommy, did nobody want to hear that? Did nobody want to hear that? Did nobody want to hear that anyway? That's a God bless. Sing from heaven. That's a God blessing that that music went out. Sing from heaven. Oh, that's a God blessing. Did nobody want to hear that, Tommy? Tommy is talking about, you know, the music went out. She wasn't able to do her song, do her big one, do. Did nobody want to hear that anyway? Now, back in the house, Cat and Biggie is rolling up, and out of nowhere, Lo and Razor walks up. So, evidently, they at Mary house. Shout out Mary, honey, because, girl, they drinking mimosas, girl. They drinking mimosas. Mary love a good mimosa. If you know Mary, she love a good mimosa. Girl, they drinking mimosas. They drinking mimosas, and they just, you know, talking about how unorganized last night was. Once again, this has been the common topic of, you know, the season, how unorganized the night that they had was, okay? Lois talking about, you know, things were ghetto, it was unprofessional, DJ Sky couldn't get the music going, people was doing this, da-da-da-da, it was just a mess, and she said, with that being said, everybody should be getting paid. Like I said, Lois going to go back to get into this bag every other scene. She said, with that being said, all the girls should be paying, you know, getting paid the same, honey, because the girls were a complete mess. Lo then says she can DJ, she can perform, she can host, she can do that, she can wash a couple dishes, she can do whatever you need. She can do whatever you need her to do. And I'm like, Lo, please, girl, you trying to snatch up everybody's bag. So on the front of the house, Krishan is finally standing with the girls because she outside, you know, talking and catching up with Stunner Girl, and Stunner Girl is taking her back to 19 BC. 19 BC. Girl, she's taking her way back to episode 1 because, you know, Krishan ain't been there. So she has to explain to Krishan, you know, every single thing that happened, and she brings her up to the most recent event. Stunner Girl snatching Razor up out of her wig on the private jet. So like I said, the girls are just chatting up. Rock and Stunner Girl are just kikiing and talking or whatever, girl. Shout out, Stunner usually looks amazing in confessionals, but this confessional look, it gave real medieval time. Okay, girl, but Rock is in her confessionals throwing it in rotation, and I'm just keying down. I'm keying down. I've been kind of liking the scenes that Rock, you know, comes in and does. Okay, I'm gonna give her that. I'm gonna give her that. Last season was a complete mess. So now it's time for the girls to go out. It's time for them to go to dinner, honey. Tommy is talking about she can't wait to see what the girls got on so she can get a Nancy Keat. And she's so messy. It just sounds like me because I love the people watch. I remember when my best friend, girl, we would go downtown and just drive for like 30, 40 minutes and just look at people. And I would be in there tearing them alive, okay? So I get it, girl. I get it. Tommy's talking about I can't wait to see what these girls got on. So the girls are getting dressed. They're getting ready to go to this restaurant. Kat is getting prepared. She's talking about she want a good this, a good that. I can't, you know, I live for Kat some moments, but I can't really stand her sometimes, girl. She always want a good this, a good that. Get to the bag, girl, please. Kat, girl, bye. So the girls get dressed to go to the restaurant. Now they load the bus or whatever, and I live for Krishan in this moment. She ends up checking Biggie about, you know, making up with Stunner Girl, but then when the cameras are back rolling, it's time to get the beef back on, and going back and forth. Biggie starts speaking in her tongues, honey. She started, you know, doing her big one in them tongues, and then she's like, well, I just want to get off the bus. She's trying to get off the bus. She don't want no smoke with Krishan. I just want to get off the bus. It don't even matter. I just want to get off the bus. I don't want to get off the bus. She just wanted to get off the bus, evidently. In the midst of that, girl, Kat calls out Tommy, and it's just a mess, girl. It's just a mess. Kat is telling Tommy, like, hey, girl, you slapping that fan because it caused, you know, the death for all of us. You don't know who you just slapped. You don't know who she know. You don't know who's seen it. You don't know who could be following the bus. We got a pink bus, girl. Pink wig, give a whiplash. Okay, girl. We got a pink bus. The girls could be following us. You don't know what's going on. You don't know who she know, X, Y, Z. And I agree to Kat about that. And I agree with Kat about that because this is like a group of them or whatever, girl. And Tommy, you really don't even know why you slapped that girl. You trying to be so defensive. Tommy was being defensive and was talking about at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day. All I could think is, what's that baby's name from Baddies season 1? Christina. She said, ain't no end of the day, bitch.
At the end of the day, you just did what you arguing about. At the end of the day, you ain't no end of the day, bitch. Ain't no end of the day.
That's all I could think. So they going back and forth. Some type of way they come to an understanding. Tommy, you know, reaches out. She extends her hand and she shakes, you know, Cat up, and Cat was like, you know, we'll resume the conversation later on at dinner. They pull up to the restaurant. The girls look nice. They're coming out into the restaurant. The restaurant looks amazing. I don't know about E&L, but I'm gonna go take a couple pictures, you know, girl, because it looked wonderful. Now they walk in to be gagged because Stunner Girl is sitting there eating chips and dip, as they said on the show. Stunner Girl is eating chips and dip. She is having a great time. Stunner in her confessional, she said, you know, she's the star. Of course, she had to be here, arrive first, and evidently she had to order first too. And I live for Stunner Girl because sometimes I be hungry too, and if I get somewhere, girl, and definitely if y'all holding up commotion late, I'm gonna order me a little something, girl. Might order me dessert too, depending on how long you take. So they get seated or whatever. Biggie is upset because she feels like Stunner Girl is dressed inappropriate. She says she's dressed like a stripper, and all I can think in my head is like, Biggie girl, your bestie is dressed like a stripper. Do you not see Tommy? Can you not see her? Y'all over there sitting looking like two big Barney? You don't see her, girl. I'm like, you don't see her? You don't see her? Because I see her. And she's dressed inappropriate too, if you're going to call it inappropriate. Now, I don't know where they was, what part of the town they was, so maybe that was appropriate. I don't know. But I felt like the girls look good, but like, girl, please. Tommy looks exactly like Stunner Girl. It could give twins. That's no shade. I love Stunner Girl. I love Stunner Girl, okay? So the conversation ends up fading into Rock, you know, still defending and checking, you know, Biggie girl, Biggie. Rock is still checking Biggie and saying, you know, well, actually, you know what? Nobody has any problem. And I don't feel like Stunner Girl has a problem, and nobody has a problem with Stunner Girl. And she's really being truthful because when, like I always say, people be upset with Stunner Girl because somebody bullying Stunner Girl one episode, she fight them. I guess it messes up them getting to the club when they wanted to get to the club. So then somebody's mad, so they gonna say something to Stunner Girl the next episode. So now she gotta fight them. Then somebody else mad that she fought that girl, so now she gotta fight another girl. She going through the house. And what Rock said when nobody has an issue with Stunner Girl, so it's just like drama out. That's the truth. The girls are just drumming this stuff out, and it needs to calm down. Like, girl, Stunner Girl has owned this season, not live for. She's bringing the BGC realness to this season. But y'all have been picking on her the whole season, but she's been holding her own. Y'all been picking on her, but she been on them, okay? She been right back on you. So in the midst of Krishan saying, you know, nobody actually has an issue with Stunner Girl, baby Biggie hollers out, F Stunner Girl. And all it wrote, girl, Stunner Girl says, clap, 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 let me show you this. No, for real though. Stunner Girl start going off and they're arguing back and forth in the restaurant, saying this, saying that, they arguing back and forth. Stunner Girl saying Biggie does the most for the camera. She said that they made up several times. As soon as they have, you know, a couple off days, it's cool, they come back to film in a day or two later. Biggie is hyped back up, cranked back up, ready to get her, you know, ready to get her camera time. And that is weird. And I believe it because, let me say something, Biggie is going to slide her way into every conversation, every single thing. Like, girl, Biggie has the most confessionals of this season. You can't tell me she doesn't, honey. But she's clocking that T. Stunner Girl is clocking that T. So they arguing whatever. Out of nowhere, Rolly saying, of course it's going to be beef. Of course it's gonna be beef steak, bitch, let's eat. I don't want to hear all that, girl. When I tell you Rolly said that and I had rolled on to the floor, it was ignorant. I was crying. Biggie is still doing her big one. No pun intended. Biggie is still barking. And Rock says, like, you know, Biggie needs to go home, girl. Biggie needs to go home. Biggie says a little somebody and she remembers it's Krishan Rock. So she comes down. I don't know why Krishan ain't gave her the dog walk of her life, okay? No fat shaming, but if Krishan Rock lay hands on Biggie, she wouldn't need Weight Watchers, girl, because she would walk her like a dog. But anyways, so Krishan is saying Biggie needs to go home, Biggie needs to go home, and I'm 10 toes down. I have never felt so justified with Krishan saying something. Like, I will probably vote her for president now. I don't know about all that. Let me not lie. President of the Baddie House, okay? Boop, there we go. So there's something. There's something. So Stunner Girl eventually says, you know, actually, when we leave this restaurant, we get back home, I need to get up into you, Biggie, and I need to see about you, Tommy, girl. She said, choo. I'm about to whip that ass. And then Tommy, girl, shaking up. She's shaking them bundles. She making sure that y'all know that she got every dime of her booking feet. Okay, baby, she's shaking them bundles. And she said, just cocking her head back, girl. Cocking her head back. And it's obnoxious. So that's where the episode ends, you guys. I love y'all so much. I had to rush through this so I can get to the live. But I love y'all so much, and I'll definitely see y'all very, very soon. Bye.